If you want to draw buildings, interiors, roads, or any scene that needs clean depth, learning the perspective tool in Krita is a game changer. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use the Krita perspective tool step by step, so you can set up perspective guides and draw accurately along them. If this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy Krita tips and software tutorials. Alright, let's jump in. First, open Krita and make sure your canvas is ready. To start adding perspective assistance, look over to your toolbar, usually on the left side of the screen, and select the Assistant tool. The icon looks like a ruler with a pencil, so once you find that, click it to activate the Assistant Setup mode. This tool is what lets you place perspective guides directly onto your canvas. Now look to the Tool Options docker on the right side. At the top of that panel, you'll see a drop-down menu. Click that drop-down and choose the perspective type you want. If you want a basic 1-point or 2-point perspective grid, select Perspective. If you want custom radial perspective lines, select Vanishing Point. Krita gives you flexibility here depending on the kind of drawing you want to create. Once you've selected the perspective type, click anywhere on or around your canvas to place the vanishing point or the perspective grid. Don't worry if it is not perfect right away, because you can adjust it after placing it. The important part is getting the assistant onto the canvas first, so you have something to work from. After that, drag the corner nodes of the grid box to align it with your horizon line. This step is really important because the horizon line controls how your perspective behaves. If the grid is tilted or positioned incorrectly, your drawing will look off, so take a moment here and line everything up carefully. You want the guides to match the direction you want your scene to follow. Once the perspective assistant is placed, it's time to make your brush follow it. To do that, switch back to your standard freehand brush tool. You can usually do this quickly with the B key. Then look again at the Tool Options docker on the right side. Find the option labeled Snap to Assistance and check that box. This tells Krita to help your brush lock onto the perspective lines while you draw. Right below that, you'll see the Magnetism slider. This is where you control how strongly the brush sticks to the guide. If you set it to full, your brush will completely lock to the perspective lines, which is great for very precise construction lines. If you lower the magnetism, you'll have more freedom and can break away from the grid more easily with faster pen movements. That means you can use full magnetism when you want perfect architectural lines, and lower magnetism when you want a more natural drawing flow. A lot of artists switch between these depending on whether they are sketching rough shapes or building final line work. So if you're wondering why your lines are not snapping the way you want, just check both Snap to Assistance and the Magnetism setting. Now that your perspective guide is active, you can start drawing along it. Try making a few straight strokes and watch how Krita guides your lines toward the vanishing point. This is one of the easiest ways to keep your artwork clean and consistent, especially if you are drawing rooms, streets, boxes, furniture, or city scenes. The more you practice with it, the more natural it will feel. A helpful tip is to zoom in when you need accuracy, then zoom out often to check the overall composition. That way, you can make sure your perspective guide is helping the full drawing and not just one small area. If something looks wrong, you can always go back to the assistant tool and adjust the grid again. And that's the basic workflow for using the Krita perspective tool. Add your perspective assistants, align them to the horizon, enable Snap to Assistance, and control the Magnetism slider to match your drawing style. Once you get used to this, perspective drawing in Krita becomes much easier and much faster. If this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe for more Krita tutorials, digital art tips, and beginner-friendly software guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.